30 to 40.
Oh, dude, what? That was my couch.
Bids are now open. Yeah. That was an incredible experience. I'm home. Okay, I can do this.
Get ready for hot takes and insight from local industry experts in real estate, business, and lifestyle. He used to play ball with the Padres. He played hockey for the Lobos. Now they're crushing it in the real estate game. Together, they'll showcase the best of the Duke City. This is All About You, ABQ.
Oh, that's right. Hello.
Wow.
It is All About You, ABQ, the goal of the show to highlight the best of our city's industry experts in real estate, culture, and lifestyle so that you walk away with some value and feeling inspired. Now, the way we like to do that is to answer the questions you may have or interview the guests you want to see. So we invite you to join the conversation. You can reach out on our social media tag up here or join our email list to get some timely tips about our community and real estate market. Hey, I'm Skip Adams, owner of Sold by Skip Real Estate Brokerage in Albuquerque.
Grant Harvey, home loan expert.
Sharpest dressed man in the game. You probably recognize Grant as the head coach of the University of New Mexico men's Lobo hockey team. Now he's absolutely crushing it in the mortgage space.
Thank you, Skip. And you've seen Skip on HGTV's House Hunters. He's part of the top 2% producing real estate agents in the city.
Here's why you're going to want to stay tuned. We're joined in studio by Dustin Ritz and Adam Buckner of Viva Skydive in Belen, who can teach us how to safely fall out of an airplane and land in Belen. God's country.
The thing hasn't changed in 50 years. I'll tell you that about Belen. It looks like a movie set, right? You've been down there?
Old Western movie set.
In 82 to 2025, still same people.
There you go.
Same trees.
Just a tumbleweed factory. God's country, Belen. Actually, birthplace of Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Bethlehem is just one of the suburbs.
Yeah, his place.
Manger
you can actually
danger.
you can tour. You can tour his original manger on Sundays.
He drove a Ford manger.
Ford manger. And then coming up, stay tuned to the end of the show. Everybody's favorite Skip's tips.
Oh,
Dude, we're coming in off a 4th of July weekend. And it was funny because as a kid, well, you and I have had some wild 4th of Julys, but we went from pool parties to I was in bed by 8 o'clock, missed all the fireworks. But we did go out to Cedar Crest on Saturday for All Night Allen's birthday party, barbecue. And we blew off some fireworks with a big firework display. But it was funny because the kids were like excited for it. And then once they started booming, they started freaking out.
Losing their hearing.
Yeah.
Do they still have those terrible snakes? The little if you lit them for like 7 minutes, they start going, oh, and making like.
Yeah, and then they burn a hole in your freaking driveway.
I've done that in a fence before and lit the fence on fire when I was a kid.
The snakes are like the safest thing you can have. How'd you burn down a fence?
Well, because I put it on the wood fence, it's like so my mom wouldn't see behind one of the covers, and then she was gonna see real fast if I didn't get the garden hose out. Everything was to avoid my mom's wrath, and then it ended up doubling the pain.
Some things never change.
Yeah.
Right? How was your 4th?
Well, so I went up to the crest, and I thought, man, this is going to be a good way to not the crest. I went to the base of the mountains of this windy road past the ice rink, right? Took me to my spot. Like if there's a Hallmark movie, this is where I go. This is where I like to go to just get away from it all.
To just make out with dudes.
It's not what I said. You wish you're on that waiting list. So I went up there, and everything just looked like these little sprouts and stuff. Here's the key. You always want to look at fireworks when they head up, and you want to be beneath them, not over them, otherwise it looks like just like fountain cones spread throughout the city. So it was a great idea, but didn't come to fruition. I had it just going different.
It's like when you did your, the Balloon Fiesta river ride. You're like, this is going to be epic, and then there was no water.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell that during Balloon Fiesta time. That'll be a good Grants Ranch, because I'm still so mad about that. The other thing I did this weekend is I sold couches. I had these couches that I thought were perfect, just like my idea about watching. Oh, look at that, Moroccan couches, right? The only problem is I'm not on heroin or have a hookah lounge, so it didn't quite fit in with my living room. So I had to sell it.
But you really bought that.
I did, and look at it in my living room, right?
It looks like you put it like if your mom sews together your old T-shirts into a blanket.
We didn't have to resort to that as kids. So when when I was going to sell it, people said, "Hey, that living room picture looks a little blurry." I go, well, it's out of my living room. I can't retake the picture. Oh, never mind. I don't want it. Okay. Well, you want pictures of the actual cushions? No. Okay. Well, don't talk to me anymore. Would you take $250? I said I'd rather light the couch on fire for the 4th of July than sell it for that price. So there's a bunch of back and forth. Eventually, I found this nice couple from Roswell. Poor guy's tire busted, and he eventually picked it up. Full price. Thank you very much. lost about $1,200 out the door. So yeah, won't go into consignment furniture sales anymore.
Releasing a class on how to lose money on eBay.
Yeah, it's probably money laundering 101 right there. Oh man, I bought another faulty couch. Anyway, so that's how my weekend. Oh, I made some terrible spaghetti sauce. So that was a nice trifecta of just blowing it. It's the blow it weekend. Blow your fireworks. Blow the. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like an
I blew it.
epic loss of a weekend.
Yeah.
That's great. No, a couple of new things to talk about as far as a new zoning initiative here in Albuquerque. Albuquerque has launched an opt-in zoning plan to tackle the housing shortage by allowing property owners to voluntarily develop high-density housing. So it's a voluntary opt-in zoning reform for your property. Now, if your property falls like on a corner or it's near public transportation, you can opt to rezone your property from R1 into high density and redevelop it for apartments. Instead of making this mandatory, they just said, hey, if you want to do it, you can do it. And I think that was kind of the allure, the selling point.
Who's at liberty to do that? Like just open land or like an existing structure and
Either
then tear
or.
it down?
Correct. Either or. You can redevelop it.
How much land do you have to make that happen, though?
Again, it's they're still working out the details. It's in the city council for debate.
It's a good move, I guess. I mean, it falls within this small, faction of people who can pull this off. But anything available is kind of cool that they're actually giving us choices.
Well,
right?
here's why it's important. Albuquerque faces a severe housing shortage and affordability crisis. City needs about 56,000 new units by 2045.
Yeah,
so I think it's just a little piece of the puzzle.
We need to start building up. Let's be honest about that. It was wide and up, and high rises work. They said the Albuquerque old high school thing wouldn't work. It does. I mean, it's again the old naysayers are bringing this down. I think you build a couple high rises, and I think people get in there. I think when we were in our younger age, we would have opted for that.
Oh, hell yeah. There was just no options for it. I think those townhouses on Silver were like the cool thing with like the office downstairs and then you live above it.
The coolest thing I had was in the 10th on 10th Street. They had a high rise right next to the doghouse, and the captain from I Dream of Jeannie was in my building. That's the kind of company that keeps some old Hollywood actors on the verge of death. Those are my guys.
Yeah.
The other development is the United soccer field. It got approved. So the neighbors were like, I don't want that in my backyard. The city's all too bad because no one likes anything here. And it approved.
Stamped it.
Yeah.
Good. I love to. We'll dig in and find some more details about that. But
I'd love to honk my horn as I leave the United Arena now. That's exactly what we're talking about. Yeah. Too bad.
Just throw garbage in their yard. Gotcha.
Yeah.
What else has got you?
There's a few things I just want to teach today. My coaching years aren't quite over. Coach cares, and here comes some Brant's facts. Man, that's clever. Oh my God, to delete it. All right, well, I was going to go over here. I think I deleted my own thing. Okay, here. So I've got some facts about Albuquerque or some conspiracy theories, some
Look
rumors.
At your camera.
Some rumors about Albuquerque here. So it's not a mystery that we had a lot of mob activity here and a lot of relocation, some mob money. So there was some underground tunnels and Sunshine Theater that would lead to other, what would you say, speakeasy places throughout. And so they're little known, but the Sunshine Theater is the start of maybe the hub of where they all branch out. There was a lot of Old Town Southwest paintings and relic shops that were actually used for money laundering. So there would be these Indian artifacts. Some of them were fake, some of them were real, but they were being sold for unreasonably low prices, and then it was a way to launder money. And then when these shops decided they didn't want to work with the mob, there was a lot of Old Town arson for the people who did not want to participate in money laundering. So that's you don't get to exit mob activity very easily. Now, there's one other thing I wanted to talk about. There was this old antiquated fact about Gallup having the most millionaires per capita. Some of you may not even know that fact. That's not the truth anymore. Now Los Alamos has the most millionaires per capita at 12.4%. Second, Corrales. Third, Los Ranchos de Albuquerque. Those are your grand facts. Soak it in. Soak it in. Brought to you by Braun. Yeah.
Good facts, buddy. I'm feeling smarter, feeling lighter. Let's keep the show rolling. Here's why you're going to want to stay tuned. We're joined by Dustin and Adam of Viva Skydive in Belen. We're going to learn all about their business and all the ups and downs.
Yeah, you're going to end up falling for this business.
And then stay tuned to the end of the show. It's everybody's favorite, Skip's Tips. This is YouABQ.
Our favorite dive.
Welcome back to YouABQ. I'm Skip Adams, owner of Sold by Skip Real Estate Brokerage here in Albuquerque.
Grant Harvey, home loan expert.
We're joined in studio by Dustin and Adam of Viva Skydive in Belen, New Mexico. A couple of local kids running a skydiving facility out of Belen. That's awesome. Dustin, so you're Albuquerque kid, right?
Yes, yeah, born and raised.
El Dorado High School.
Yes.
Attaboy, Northeast Heights kid.
Eagles, soaring, higher.
Soaring, scoring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took it even further.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm still soaring to this day.
Attaboy, attaboy. And then Adam out of Los Alamos.
Right.
So what are you, a wicked smart kid or something, living up in Los Alamos?
You know, I used to go around and they told me that I had the middle name The, so I'm, Adam the Squirrel,
Okay.
You go around solving both math equations while being a janitor at your local college.
I can't find helmets that fit.
Okay.
No, but skydiving, man, this is like I feel like it's an itch you get, and then once you caught the bug, you can't get rid of skydiving. It's in you.
I would agree. I'd encourage anybody who can. Obviously, there's physical limitations. That it is a unique experience, and if you can, you should. I'm scared to death of heights, so that doesn't seem to make sense with almost 9,000 jumps, does it?
No, it doesn't, because that's what I suffer from. Yeah, I mean, this is why I kind of ruled it out. Okay, so tell me the progress you made or how.
Well, the difference is if you're on a building, your eye can see the depth change and knows that you're high and that you are close to being in trouble or could get hurt.
Right.
Not safe.
But at 10,000 feet, 10,000 looks like 6,000. There's no reference.
Which is still really hard for me. Oh, it just looks like 6. Okay, now 6 is where
Now
my
I'm
comfort
comfy.
level, and then okay.
I like to say it looks like,
Okay, so
looks like a
yeah,
painting.
So yeah, you just look like it's you don't register anything. You don't receive it as imminent danger, or what happens here?
To a degree, I'll tell you the second jump is always the scariest.
Yeah.
And that's because you've already done it, so now you've experienced it and you know what's coming.
Yeah.
And that's typically what I see with other students.
Well, they say that humans are born with 2 ingrained fears: the fear of loud noises, bangs, and the fear of heights, just for survival instincts. So the fact that you can conquer that, jump on a plane, and then get out of it, 10,000 feet, is that roughly the safe jump?
Right.
From this altitude, there are some limitations as far as how long you can be at certain altitudes with that amount of oxygen for a certain amount of time.
Okay.
So here, being that our ground elevation is about 5,000 feet, about 10 is about where we need to.
Okay.
need to
So
be.
how long is the free fall where you go, oh, I'm gonna die? That's just how I would go. Oh, I shouldn't have
I've
done
never
this.
said that in my life.
No, this is me. I'm doing me. Okay.
Okay, all right.
This is the worst idea. Why would I kill myself? Okay. So how many seconds of that would?
30 to 40.
Oh, dude. What?
Well, not if you're tandem, right? If you're tandem,
Yeah,
what do you get,
tandem.
about 5
oh, I
seconds?
thought you were saying
30.
not if you're tan.
Tandem, you're 30. If you pull, like a sport jumper will pull a little bit lower than a tandem will, that'll be 40, 45 seconds.
And mine would go, 1 second.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Just holding onto the plane still. This is
Oh, I
really
do have
safer.
stories about that.
That's wild too. You see some crazy stuff on YouTube about like the old lady who didn't want to let go of the plane, and then when she finally did, she slipped out of her harness and all that stuff.
Things like that are very isolated. There's a lot of folks out there that would sit there, oh, that's a death sport. No, it's a life sport. It's the little action of pulling your own parachute. That little action is all that's between you and your own mortality, and sometimes that makes things a little clearer. The little things start to go, and mean a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, we talked about elevation, and I know you spent some time outside of San Diego, which, by the way, I used to live in Lake Elsinore.
And
Beautiful
Skydive
place.
Elsinore,
Yeah.
I
A lot of
created
parachutes
their
in the sky.
logo in 1997.
What
That's
about their
fantastic.
baseball team's logo?
Lake Elsinore Storm. I was the shortstop, so I spent time, and then we'd always you see the guys jumping in the
And they
outfield.
would come over and do demo jumps
Yeah.
for games, and yeah. I was right there.
That's how he would arrive on the field.
Yeah, it was in my contract.
They
Either a
brought you?
Cadillac or they would just drop me.
Or Liberace would play the piano when he entered.
But
I'm
when you
not
talk
sure if
about,
that's a good idea.
I wasn't mine.
Okay.
He got a lot of attention, though. Won't say from who.
but yeah, the Bat Boys.
From
Yeah, I spent some time in Southern California, Paris, Lake Elsinore. Went to school at Fresno State.
Yeah.
And then spent some time in Denver before coming back here.
So talk about being outside, because you had some time to live Denver, Southern California, and then you went away as well. Talk about so you left New Mexico. How long were you gone?
It's about 1 year.
And then what was it about New Mexico that brought you back home? And did you notice any difference between how other cities are run versus how we're run here? And
Right.
what are some of the things you're nostalgic for?
So, number one, the food. The food
Oh,
that I
yeah.
grew up on, you can't replace it, and I've grown a dependency with it.
It's funny because when I lived in San Diego, there was a scattered group of people from Albuquerque, and anytime you went to their house, you opened the freezer.
Some
If
chili.
you're from Albuquerque, you got green chili in the freezer.
Absolutely.
Well, going to Fresno State, when I was actually driving into town for the first time, I saw a big sign that said green chili cheeseburger. And I was like, I'm home. Okay, I can do this. And I got there
With an
and
asterisk.
put
Yeah.
everything away, and the next day I went back to the restaurant and I said, oh, I got to have a green
Yeah.
chili cheeseburger. And they brought it out and it was jalapenos.
Oh, man.
And I was like so disappointed because I thought, wow, I have
Yeah.
arrived at another sister city that I can sink my teeth into and get
Yeah,
what
and
I
find my
grew up
community
with.
here.
The
Yeah.
green chili or chili is a definition that is brought forth from many varieties. And some in Texas think, I'm going to make some. I go, why don't you make some? You either grow it or not. And they got their beans and you want some chili. So you mentioned chili and it's like, hold
Bell
on.
pepper.
What's your,
I've seen
what
that.
do you think chili is? And we can have a comparison here. And it's never the same. Yeah.
Yeah, I was so disappointed with jalapenos,
Yeah.
and I try to eat at places I can't get at home when I'm on the road or visiting somewhere else. But when I come back here or a client comes in, I'm taking them for good green
That's
chili.
good. Well, what about your cuisine out there? And then let's talk about the landscape of Georgia, right? There's two things. We got the
Yeah.
mountains that are
Well, it's
I think-
green.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
The trees, like not being able to see the horizon,
Yeah.
was one thing that I didn't know that I missed. The ability to see the stars at night without the light pollution.
yeah. What city were you in?
Atlanta.
Oh
Atlanta.
boy.
Hot Atlanta?
Yeah.
Atlanta.
He's in
fun.
the studio with Little John, and he's like,
Yes.
dude, I'm just not cut out for rap, so I'm going back to Albuquerque.
The streets ain't for me, so I came back.
Yeah. Okay.
No, that's great. That's great. So one thing I want to talk about is, skydiving in general. So I have one jump. It was at the San Diego, the drop zone, just outside of San Diego.
Oceanside or
Skydiving.
Brownsfield?
South. Here it is, right here.
Oh,
if that
Ojai.
looks familiar.
Excellent.
You can see the bay in the background.
Oh, I didn't know you've been before.
Yeah, it's some dude strapped to my back.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Brett.
Yeah, that's where I met my
Sweet.
boyfriend.
It looks like a great time.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Marriage
And,
isn't for everybody.
it was good. Yeah, good views, good experience. But so one of the things that I guess you don't realize this if you've never done it before, is that maneuvering through air. Give us some pointers as far as if you want to spin left, if you want to stabilize. Like, what are some of the motions and the hand things that you guys have to do? The little nuances.
Air is very much a fluid. So it operates with the same dynamic as a fluid does. So if you cup your hand in water, it's going to move slowly through the water. If you knife hand through the water, it's going to move quickly. Same thing with the air. It's all about introducing drag and getting big to go slow.
We've introduced drag on the show one
We
time.
did have a drag show on us.
Yeah,
It was-
this is.
I have some extra clothes over there, but none of it fits that.
Well, we'll have to
description.
bring you back on the show for another episode and meet a couple fellas we had here on air. Okay. But, yeah, anyways, yeah.
I can put up the signs that say 9.
yeah, you can be the judge.
You'd be a judge. But
But so talk
basically-
about it, because I know
yeah.
the guy that I was diving with, I kept noticing his hands in front of me, just doing little tweaks to make sure that we weren't spinning around in circles.
What if we did this? Like, if you cup this, where would you
You'll
head?
turn right.
Okay.
And then so bring your hands in and you spin.
Smaller.
Okay.
Go faster.
you get faster.
Okay.
The smaller surface area.
So if you wanted
Yeah,
to just start doing
do it.
360s.
Drop a knee and crank an elbow in and turn yourself into a fan blade.
So how long? I think that's kind of where the learning curve comes into play. Whereas, and you guys tell me this, in order to qualify to jump by yourself, you have to master these slight movements. Because when you're going, how fast are you going? 100 miles an hour?
32 feet per second.
It's 120 miles an hour is terminal velocity. You can go much faster.
So, but I mean, panic would set in if you're not an expert. You're like, shit, where do I put my hand? And then all of a sudden you're in a death spin. So I would imagine as a coach, you got to make sure that.
A lot of practice on the ground.
Tons.
Instruction, video instruction.
Do we have indoor
Monkey
skydiving?
see. We do here.
Yeah.
Urban air.
To a degree.
Yeah.
Urban Air does have
a wind
an
tunnel.
indoor wind tunnel.
Yeah.
It's not super strong, so it requires a big jumpsuit to
catch the wind.
catch the air.
Right.
Somebody my size would need a lot more drag to be able to fly in that tube. But other indoor skydiving facilities all the way across the United States have different size tunnels. And there was one in Las Vegas, but it was a different type. It was an older style where the air was blown up from a propeller, turbine type thing. So what it did was it created a cone, and you had to balance on the top of the cone. And if you slipped off, you were in the wall.
What do they do now? What's the modern way?
It's up.
Like a vacuum.
It pulls it up.
Oh, interesting.
And from the floor, so there's a giant metal net underneath you.
Trampoline net.
But the air is flyable wall to wall.
Right.
And there's no cone that you have to balance on.
You don't have to be in the sweet
Yeah,
spot.
it's probably,
You can maneuver around
Dyson
the whole
vacuums
cylinder.
is actually sponsored. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about how you scale this to profitability, or even if you, how do you get this out to the public? How do you make it palatable? What's the range in fees it can be? I mean, I'm sure everyone goes, okay, seen the show. All right, I'm in. What do I do? How do I set it up?
This is your man.
So you're talking about like the setup of this business.
From just a day in the life of a first-time jumper. Say they want to get started. What does the day look like? I mean, I know you got to sign the waiver, which is this thick, but
So I mean, it starts you can book online, or you can call over the phone and book, and then you're kind of walk through the next experiences. When you get there, you're treated like family at Viva Skydive. We're so excited that you're here. We know how you feel. We know that this is truly a nerve-wracking experience, or we're celebrating something, or we're mourning something. People come to this
For
experience
a wide variety of reasons.
You have
Bucket lists.
no idea the reason that people are
I'm
doing
sure
this.
they need something to shock the system, right? There's some people in a numb state and they go, I need to
mental
wake
reset.
up. Yeah.
Divorcees.
It's endless what drives people to this experience, and it provides an answer to all of it. So anyways, we know what they're coming here for, or we don't, but we understand that this is something that they've been looking forward to. Fill out the waiver, pick out
Cathartic. I didn't think of it could be a cathartic experience, right? They come out of there like rejuvenated, reinvigorated.
Absolutely.
Like I said, that small movement is in complete control of your own mortality.
That's pretty cool.
That changes people.
You do jump
Not
therapy.
everybody.
I mean, really, that sounds like something that, you're right, press the reset button. Okay, I'm back.
It could be-
We'll feel alive.
It could be what you make it. It could be therapy, peace, adrenaline, a
It could
challenge.
be
It's a global sport.
A
It's
Disneyland
community.
ride.
It's
what do you want to get out of it?
Right. It provides so much to everybody.
What is some condition? Has anyone ever come up and you go, no way, man, you look like you're blowing a .32, or you did a little bit too much PCP on the way over here.
Yeah,
We're gonna get you out of here. Okay.
There's a responsible way to do that, to skydive. It's not under the influence.
As an example, and there are certain people that can skydive. I, for one, there was a convention for blind veterans here in Albuquerque a number of years ago, and we took 7 blind veterans on skydives. So we had to change how we taught and practice because, okay, grab that handle. What handle?
Like maybe a braille handle, and they're like, this is a
exactly.
jump handle.
And
push.
Getting the muscle memory for them to put their feet out, and how we could communicate with them,
That's so
as
awesome.
well as moving their hands to certain areas to do certain things for exits and whatnot. But that was one of the greatest experiences that I've ever had.
Well, I like you having the versatility, right? And of you being able to change it up and go, oh, sorry, we can't help. Like, for you to be able to offer that and dispense something like that, it means a lot to them, and probably just as touching for you guys, right?
Well, and I have taken several people who had terminal cancer that had a bucket list that they wanted to go skydiving, and the energy exchange was incredible.
Yeah.
One woman was a teacher and terminal cervical cancer, and she had a ball. If she had smiled any harder, her face would have cracked apart. It was, and going out with her and feeling that rush through her to me, because obviously I'm attached to her, and the whole experience of free fall to opening up the parachute to flying around, letting her fly the parachute, and coming in for a landing, and the celebration of her friends and her family that were there to also share in the deal. Wow. I can't tell you, even to this day, what that felt like, other than it was just incredible.
And triumphant for her, right? That's got to be such a jolt of charge, like an emotional charge.
And 3 months later, unfortunately, the cancer got her.
Yeah.
But you made her, I mean, you both had this experience, and
Yes.
it lasts for, lasting for you.
She got exactly what she wanted, and the residual, I mean, contact high is not even close to describing what this felt like. It was amazing.
That's great.
Another gal whose husband was a B-2 pilot, he had passed away, and asked me to release his ashes in free fall. So, okay, now I'm on camera. Now I'm doing this, and essentially offering this man to the world and the universe through a skydive, because that's what he wanted.
Ooh.
That was an incredible experience.
I'm sure you guys have hundreds of stories like that, and it's a good.
Oh, I've got a range.
Well, let's talk about a little bit about the gear we brought with us.
Okay.
So, I was going to say, were we going snowboarding, or what are we doing here today?
Okay, so that is a true sky surfboard. It's different than what you would see snowboarding.
Or surfing the web?
It's
No?
extremely light. It's foam core with carbon fiber. Essentially, those toe loops are from a windsurf board, and essentially you're strapping a propeller to your feet and trying to control it. Troy Hartman, who won multiple X Games, was my coach, and I was actually training to...
So this is an X Games entry?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So... and Troy used to tell me, okay, you have to fly the board or the board will fly you.
Yeah, I could see it.
you
Don't
Right.
come out if you're
I'm
mad
not-
at your girlfriend. Don't come out if you haven't gotten enough sleep, because
I'm out for the rest of my life for both conditions at any point in my life.
exactly.
Yeah.
But that feeling of surfing the air and
It's pretty unique.
very, but it's also one of the most
Dangerous?
dangerous disciplines within skydiving.
Oh, I
Yeah,
can
'cause
see this
there's
going
no
wrong.
real margin of error if you catch an edge.
I have yet to try it.
Really, really. It just looks like this could just go haywire quick, just
It
upside
can,
down.
to the point where you pass out.
Yeah.
Okay, then who's in charge?
Well, let's
There
talk
you
about
go.
this. Dustin, how much, I picked up the canopy there, and it's pretty freaking heavy.
About 20 pounds.
20 pounds of gear. So
20
how much?
pounds,
So
yeah.
you've got the helmet, obviously, with the windshield, and then you've got a 20-pound rig on your back.
Yep, 2 parachutes.
And then do you wear like a jumpsuit as well, or you?
If you'd like.
Is every part of you bulletproof? I think this is really nice to be wearing into a 50 Cent concert.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can wear a jumpsuit if you'd like. You can go in your shorts and t-shirt. It really depends on what you're doing.
Wintertime, that's a little rough.
Yeah.
No, I like the
Some
guys that would
jackets.
wear that to act like they don't care, right? There's always that guy who's like, I don't really get cold. I'm from
Basketball
Minnesota.
know a guy in high school
Basketball
that
shorts.
wore
Yeah,
shorts
flip-flop
all through the
and-
winter?
At
To
the
be
bus stop.
prove a point that's not that cold. Yes,
Yeah.
I was from.
Yeah.
And then a hoodie in the summer.
I was from Winnipeg.
Built different.
Well, and what I also brought was a very special altimeter. So if you remember back in 2012, Felix Baumgartner and Red Bull
Yeah.
were down in Roswell and did a world record jump by going to the stratosphere to, what was it, 128,000 feet?
That was pretty wild. I watched it live.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Whoa, I didn't see that.
Jumped from the
I'm
moon.
a graphic designer, and 2 of my logos were on Felix.
Oh,
when he
that's
went.
so cool.
That's great.
But here's the other part.
No.
This altimeter is very special. This usually an altimeter goes to about 30,000 feet.
right.
You know, from 0 all the way up to 30,000.
Not this jump, Charlie.
This one goes
You
to
need 3 altimeters.
130,000 feet. There were
Say it
10
again?
made.
130,000 feet?
There were 10 made for the Stratos jump and Felix Baumgartner.
Yeah.
So the Smithsonian has one. Felix has one. Colonel Joe, who made the original
The
record
original, yeah.
back in the
Out
50s.
of a hot air balloon or something? Wasn't it crazy like that?
Exactly. Well, helium, but yeah. And so Smithsonian has one. Felix has one. Luke Akins, who jumped without a parachute, landed in a net from 25,000
Evil
feet.
Knievel type of guy in the air. Holy smokes.
I love Luke to death, and talked to his wife right after he made that jump. And
You may have had to love Luke to death because that sounds like he was really pressing that.
you know, when he first told us about what he was going to do in Florida, I thought he was nuts. Then he showed me how he was going to do it, and I said, "Oh, Luke, you got it." And he did it.
Yeah.
He did it.
I would still
But-
say you're nuts, Luke.
This, there were 10 made,
Yeah.
and I have 2 of them.
That's
That's
great.
sick.
That's a cool
So-
piece of memorabilia.
That one has Red Bull Stratos on it.
Oh, that's great.
What a particular. Yeah, that
Little
is that
piece
is a
of history.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
That's great. I appreciate you sharing that.
Thanks for letting us have that.
Yeah,
we
thank
have
you.
our best
Yeah,
gift we've ever
yeah,
received.
We're
Wow.
going to sell this on the show. No, I'm just kidding.
Also, I should have sold that with my couch.
Bids are now open.
Yeah, this guy's good at auctioning stuff online.
This is something else, man. Yeah, a great relic.
Well, you know, skydiving is big in my
Regalia.
family. Skydiving is really big in my family, and I want to take a moment just to kind of give a shout out to my brother-in-law, who is he was a skydiver, and so shout out Shane Murphy, completed well over 1,000 jumps.
Squirrel, right? The squirrel suit. Yeah. Man, that was I remember that.
Wingsuit pilot, and so he was training some Navy SEALs and was doing some proximity flying in the French Alps, and we lost him in 2012.
Yeah.
But either way, that was my dive in San Diego, and so that was
Oh,
important.
okay. I didn't know that. Yeah,
you.
good tribute to him.
That was
So
my
something
why.
else, Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, that story resonated with me.
Good.
100%.
I applaud you and your brother, because obviously he was ingrained and passionate about flying, because proximity jumping is no joke.
It's wild shit.
You know, you see all the videos on YouTube and whatnot, and you just, it's mind blowing.
Yeah.
And, you know, so many of my friends, that's what they do. And unfortunately, there's a very low, small margin of error.
Yeah, there is, and I think it's, you know, to speak to, you know, skydiving in general. I mean, is a relatively safe sport. I mean,
Very.
you know,
As equipment has evolved, and training,
Yeah.
and indoor wind tunnels that help with body flight and things like that, yeah, you're more likely to be injured or killed in a car accident
Yeah.
than you are in a skydiving accident.
Scuba diving has a higher fatality rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fantastic sport, and I appreciate what you guys do as far as giving back to the community, providing those experiences for the people that need it. Because, like I
Absolutely.
said, it was something I needed, and it's
Yeah, that's
awesome. Yes.
that. What a heavy moments. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. Like, I think we have to wrap up here. But man, what a heavy show today. Thank you. Thank
You know
very
what?
much for coming
It's all
on here.
good. I invite everybody to come out to Viva Skydive.
Absolutely.
And, you know, if I'm there, I'd love to talk to you. If there's anything that I can do to ease your mind, after almost 9,000 jumps, I still can't tell you what it feels like. It's somewhere between great sex and a car crash.
Well,
but
either way, you can't look away.
yeah, no, I know that polarity.
and I've been jumping for 35 years. So I wouldn't say this is a death sport. This is a life sport.
Yeah. No, you guys are making it very marketable and putting a face behind the sport, right? And making it more
And we love the
inviting.
fact that it's in our own backyard.
That's
right?
pretty cool.
You know, so many times you think you have to go to a big city to take part of.
But there's no
extreme
bigger city than
sports.
Belen.
Well, we already talked about that.
Yeah.
That's where Jesus is from.
Yeah, it's the best movie set that's been put to use as a real
It
town.
really is
Has
God's
everyone
country.
fooled. Yeah. Thank
Well,
you for coming.
as a graphic designer, I'm very proud to say that I did their logo and
These look great.
their jerseys as well as my
Yeah,
own.
these look awesome.
So, yeah.
Do you guys have any events coming up at Viva that you want to, any plugs?
We do. We always have like skydive relating training going on, like water courses, and we have canopy coaching and related sports stuff. Look out in October during Balloon Festival. We'll have another event where we have a tandem skydive event where we bring in larger aircraft, have food truck, music, and stuff like that. So on our social media is the way to find out about what we have coming up next.
Okay.
That's awesome. Well, we're going to have links to all of your stuff here on our website as well. We appreciate you guys coming by, Dustin and Adam. Viva Skydive down in Belen. Great story, guys. Thanks for sharing with us.
Love to come back and talk to you sometime. Maybe we can talk about something else.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades over
Yeah.
here. So
Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of layers of this onion over here. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Coming up next, here's why you're going to want to stay tuned. It's everybody's favorite, Skips Tips. This is UABQ.
And ponytails. We're back. Segment 3, great segment 2. We have quite the unique stories and home of a lot of unorthodox, trades and businesses that you would not know that were in Albuquerque and Belen. Now we're on to segment 3 for Skip's Tips.
Oh, yeah.
Skip's Tips. Anything that saves us time, makes us more money, or allows us to have more fun in real estate or in real life. The biggest mistakes I see sellers making in this market is pricing your home based off emotion and not based on facts. See, we keep track of all the statistics in real estate, from sales prices of your neighbor's house, square footage, so rely on the facts, not the emotion when pricing your property. Professional photos and videos are the most important thing when it comes to selling your property. You have to showcase your property in its best light, and you can't do that with cell phone pictures. Staging your home. Staged homes sell for more money and faster. And of course, ignoring those minor deficiencies in the property and ongoing maintenance. When a buyer walks through the house and they see a drip coming out of the faucet or some dust on the floor, they lose confidence in the quality of the property. So just remember, your home will never be more valuable to a buyer than the first day it goes on the market. Be sure to put your property's best foot forward. Oh, and share this with a friend and tell them Skip said so.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny you mentioned that. I think sometimes you can get so used to your house and the way it looks like it takes a third party to go, here's what I noticed, because these are things that I think you're blind. I call them like blind dirt spots. And so you're getting kind of used to something looking musty or not well lit enough.
Not finished.
And then the other thing is, I think when sometimes there's a fine line between when someone hasn't moved out and it's staged and you go, this is not doing it justice, right? And then a no staged house looks like, oh, use your imagination. Well, I'm not going to. I'm going to see empty rooms. And the staged, it doesn't seem like that there's virtual staging, but sometimes you need to see where maybe a couch would go or have some suggestions. Otherwise, these blank rooms just look like mini warehouses, and you're overwhelmed by what does this actually look like lived in. So that's a good tip there.
Yeah, you got to keep in mind, you got to look at it through your buyer's eyes. So one more time, let's get a shout out to Shane Murphy. Thanks for the boys at Viva Skydive down in Belen. And we appreciate you guys tuning in. There's the man, the myth, 2012. We miss you, brother. And again, good episode. Every Wednesday night, Sunday mornings here on the Education Channel worldwide on YouTube.
So much education, so much teaching, so much learning.
Shout out, Candace. You won the National Award for Best TV Station in the World. And that was because
Can't
of
help but
UABQ. Anyways, this is all about YouABQ.
You're watching YouABQ.